is CBS News Miami.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I'm Naja Sherman, and welcome to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Let's take a look at today's top stories. Off the top, voters decide. Vice President Kamala Harris has made her first big decision since locking in the Democratic presidential nomination. Harris selected Minnesota Governor Tim Walz as her running mate. The 60-year-old is a former high school teacher and serving his second term. Harris and Walz will now kick off a multi-day tour of battleground states, starting with Pennsylvania. Let's get right on over to CBS News Miami's Skylar Henry live in Washington, D.C. with the very latest. Skylar.
Hey, Naja, good to be with you. Yeah, this is a pick that the Harris campaign ultimately said was aligned with their views, both with rhetoric and policy stances, as well as could certainly make the case to those moderates and independent voters that will be absolutely necessary in order for them to win the White House. A large motorcade pulled up to greet Minnesota Governor Tim Walz in Philadelphia ahead of his first campaign rally as Vice President Kamala Harris's running mate.
Why pick Tim Walz?
A source close to Harris says she picked Walz because of his record as governor and in Congress. The Army National Guard veteran worked as a high school teacher before his political career. Harris is counting on Walz to take the fight to the Trump campaign. He was the first to call former President Trump and running mate J.D. Vance weird.
But we're not afraid of weird people. No. We're a little bit creeped out, but we're not afraid.
While the Harris campaign is looking for Walz to broaden the ticket's appeal to moderates and independents, Vance responded for the Trump campaign, painting Harris and Walz as too liberal.
Tim Walz's record is a joke. He's been one of the most far-left radicals in the entire United States government at any level.
Vance was also campaigning in Philadelphia Tuesday ahead of the Harris rally with Walz.
We know that there are 6 or 7 states that are going to decide this election. We think that it is shameful that Kamala Harris is running from tough questions from the media. So I'm going to go to every single battleground state that I can. I'm going to answer tough questions. I'm going to talk to people because that is the minimum that you should do if you want to be the president or vice president of the United States of America.
Harris and Walz plan to campaign in 6 other battleground states following tonight's rally in Pennsylvania. And they will also look to continue to rally in Georgia as well. They had one scheduled for later on this week, but had to postpone because of incidents from the tropical storm impacting Savannah, Georgia, where they were scheduled to be. We'll see how they plan on rescheduling that. But as mentioned in the piece, the two plan on hitting the campaign trail hard with 91 days to go until the election. Naja.
All right, not much time. Thank you, Skylar, for that live report.
Always alerting, always tracking. This is Next Weather.
And right now, taking a live look outside, Debbie's moisture is still impacting our area with a few showers moving through, but that is going to change starting tomorrow. Next, weather meteorologist Cindy Pressler lets us know why. Cindy?
Drier air will start coming back, and things are going back to normal as we head into the weekend. But right now, there is Debbie sitting right on top of Savannah, Georgia. So you can see how long that little moisture tail comes all the way down to South Florida, and that's what we're getting today. Here's the latest track. This is from the Hurricane Center as of 2 o'clock. Still a tropical storm, 40-mile-per-hour winds expected to get out into the Atlantic again by tomorrow, strengthen a little bit, and then back to the inland areas and then track up the coast very slowly. Increasing speeds heading north as we head toward the end of the week, but it is going to continue to drop very heavy rain, catastrophic flooding, and storm surge all the way up. So at this point, we have a few little showers that came through. Again, one of those little bands of moisture is connected to Debbie. So we have the clouds and a few showers. This has not been heavy today at all, though, and our temperatures have been extremely warm. Overnight lows will still be very warm, too, so we don't get that break in the heat. So these little showers heading off the coast at this point, and I expect it to be more dry tomorrow as we head into the next few days. As a matter of fact, some dust wants to start coming back. Can you believe that? Some dry Saharan dust in the mid-levels of the atmosphere. That's going to help dry things out for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and look at this into the weekend. Even thicker dust wants to start moving in here, but our winds are going to switch. So we'll go back to an easterly flow, southeasterly flow, and that'll in turn turn kind of put things back to more normal, where we do see some afternoon showers and thunderstorms, but pushes them over the interior and the west side. So rain chances actually quite low now the next 3 days, 30% chance. If we see any rain, it'll just be a few showers here and there, and then up just slightly by the weekend. And again, it's just because of our wind direction change. So hot, you bet. Our temperatures could top out into the mid, maybe even upper 90s starting tomorrow. A little bit drier air starting to move in as well. Isolated showers and thunderstorms. But by the weekend, better chance to pick up some rain because our winds again are going to be switching, but it's not going to be a lot. So our rain chances really are sticking to where we should see those rain chances at this time of the year. These are the highs, forecast highs for tomorrow. Wow, 95 to 97 degrees if you get into the interior areas. That's going to be some hot stuff. So here's your forecast. Look for these temperatures. Oh, very, very hot. Likely going to see another heat advisory, and then next week, going into next week, go back to more normalcy.
Tropical storm Debbie is leaving a flood of trouble in Georgia. The storm has closed several roads near Savannah, and this is just the start of the rough weather throughout the South. Tropical storm Debbie could cause dangerous flooding in Georgia and South Carolina. 5 people were killed here in Florida. CBS News Miami's Christian Benavides is in Savannah with what residents are facing right now.
As Tropical Storm Debbie neared Georgia Monday, it unleashed torrential rain and strong winds.
It's a lot of water.
While people in Florida started cleaning up following Debbie's landfall as a Category 1 hurricane. Crews worked to restore power and clear debris after flash flooding washed boats ashore in some areas and prompted water rescues in others. Parts of the state were hit with up to 6 feet of storm surge. At least 5 deaths have been connected to the storm, one of them in Tampa, where a semi-truck driver died after veering off the road and into a canal early Monday morning. More than 1,800 flights were canceled nationwide, and there were about 9,000 delays, with nearly a third of flights out of Miami International Airport delayed Monday.
It's really been a nightmare, and I travel all the time. This is the absolute worst.
I came here and I got about 7 bags.
Here in Georgia, we met Savannah resident Vera Young. She told us she's worried about the potential for historic rainfall. She said her home is flood prone during a regular storm.
What goes through your mind hearing that it could potentially be up to 30 inches of rain in some areas?
Scary, scared. Yeah, just scared. You know, doing all we can to prepare.
This is how Savannah is waking up this morning with pockets of localized flooding. Young, that woman I spoke to, by the way, is 55. She's lived here her entire life. She says this is the first time ever she's put up sandbags. That's how seriously people are taking this storm. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Savannah, Georgia.
The tropical storm is also creating a travel nightmare for passengers at airports across the country. CBS News Miami's Yvonne Taylor is at Miami International Airport. He has a look at the impact that we are still seeing right here in South Florida.
This is what the terminal at MIA looks like right now. And we are actually showing you this place because many of the complaints from passengers have been about American Airlines. Now, walk out with me over here, and right in this area you see a bunch of passengers that they've been stranded here. They tell me since Sunday. Some of them are part of a group of people that got off a ship and they were supposed to leave some of their destination, New York. That's since Sunday. Today is Tuesday, and many of them tell me they still do not know if they're leaving. Coming up at 5 p.m., I'll have their testimony, what they're telling me, and specifically one lady who shared with us her story. She's a cancer patient and she has missed her chemotherapy.
We were supposed to leave on Sunday, and we've been here until Monday. We had to rent places, and then I had chemo on Monday. I have cancer. As you can see, I have on the portal, so I have cancer. So every 3 weeks I have to get chemo. I missed my chemo appointment on Monday, and now I have one on Wednesday, and now I'm gonna miss it again because they're saying we're canceled again. And we don't even have money because we've been paying taxis and rooms, and they're not reimbursing us anything.
That's gonna be at 5 p.m. here on CBS News Miami. From MIA, I'm Yvonne Taylor. Back to you.
New details in a deadly crash that we told you about first earlier this morning. 9 people now confirmed dead after an SUV went off the road and into a canal. This happened in a remote area in Belle Glade. 4 people died at the scene. 5 others went to the hospital. According to investigators, the SUV went off the road and onto a grass shoulder. That's before hitting a guardrail and overturning into the canal. Palm Beach Fire Rescue says there were children and adults in the car. Police searching for clues following an overnight shooting in Miami Gardens. Chopper 4 was over the scene this morning. It happened at the U gas station along Northwest 2nd Avenue and 195th Street. Police tell us they found a man with multiple gunshot wounds. The victim was airlifted to the hospital. The shooter took off in a white car. Call police if you have any information. Mr. 305 with a major announcement, what Pitbull and FIU just made official when we come back. Welcome back to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. The National Transportation Safety Board is holding a 2-day hearing. It's on the mid-flight blowout of a door panel back in January. Executives from Boeing and its subcontractor Spirit Aerosystems are being questioned about the incident. It happened on board a 737 MAX jet during an Alaska Airlines flight. A preliminary NTSB report found that 4 bolts that helped secure the door plug were not replaced. It was after a repair job in a Boeing factory.
The caution here. This isn't a PR campaign for Boeing. What I want to know, what we want to know, is what happened in March, April, May, June, July, August, September, leading up to this, leading up to what happened in January.
Earlier this year, the FAA put a cap on Boeing's production of 737 MAX planes. That's until its safety measures improve. Mr. Worldwide has arrived at Florida International University. Pitbull and FIU just made it official. The Panthers football stadium will now be called Pitbull Stadium. Stadium is the first ever athletic venue with an artist having the naming rights. Look for much more on this announcement coming up tonight at 5. That's the CBS News Miami Quickcast. I'm Naja Sherman. Stay tuned for more news right here on CBS News Miami, and have a great day.